Okay, I'm Laura, and we're going to remove this power supply unit from the computer. So first off, we're going to disconnect this P1 from the motherboard, or 20 pin, and then we're going to go ahead and disconnect the power supplies from the optical drive, with the P9, and the P3 from the hard drive, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and unscrew the power supply unit. And it's just like 3 screws, no big deal, but be sure all your power is off and you've unplugged your machine and you've got no power going to it. Okay, so then we'll just unscrew these 2 screws on the outside of your case here. You should put all your screws in one spot so that you can put your power supply unit back together.
Well, I have another one.
Just go ahead and remove it out of there.
I'm not that worried about how fast it is.
And that's done.
We don't have
Then we're going to go ahead and identify some capacitors here. They're the ones we can. Okay, my name's Laura, and we're going to remove the power supply unit from this desktop. So first of all, we're going to take and disconnect the P1 connector. In this case, it's 20 pins from the motherboard. And then we're going to go ahead and disconnect the P9 from the optical drive and the P3 power connector from the hard drive. And then we're going to go ahead and unscrew this power supply. Now be sure that the computer's off and there's no power going to it when you get to this point. Just go ahead and take these screws out. There should be 3 or 4 of them. And then go ahead and lift the power supply gently out of there. And we'll just go ahead and set it aside for now. And we're going to identify some resistors, which are these little round things here with the crosshatch on them. And what resistors do is they limit the amount of flow, of currency flow to the computer. And then here, let's see, we have some capacitors. These little guys right here, they're capacitors. And I'm backwards, shut it off. Okay, these are capacitors, and they're usually identified by this little crosshatch on the top of them, and they help the flow of electricity. These are resistors here, and they limit the amount of the current flow. You see these little guys here? Those are resistors. Okay, I think that's all for today. That's how you remove the power supply. Thanks for watching. And today we're going to remove the power supply unit from the computer. So first off, we want to disconnect all the powers. This P1 connector, which is a 20 pin in this case, and then the P9, which is connected to the optical drive, and the P3, which is connected to the hard drive. Okay, so with all those disconnected, you want to go ahead and take out all the screws. And at this point, you want to make sure Make sure you put all your screws together so you don't lose them. And generally there's 3 or 4 in there. It can be kind of difficult to get to. There we go. Now I'll just go ahead and remove the power drive here. I mean the power supply. Sorry. And with that removed, we're going to go ahead and identify some resistors here. These little guys are resistors, and they limit the amount of current flow. And then these guys here are capacitors, and they can usually be identified by this crosshatch on the top of them here, and they help the flow of electricity. Okay, so with that, we're going to go ahead and put the power supply unit back in. Like this.
So you can find it I'm just for a grant right now. You're going to grab that now for $100 cheaper than what I originally was finding for. We might have to go $770.
So we set it back in its slot. Make sure it lines up nice and snug.
$1,100 I had left to go back on.
Then we'll put the screws back in.
Okay, so now,
And like I said, it can be a little difficult to get your fingers
now in both cases, so
in
here
some of these
and
places.
these two positives.
There we
Now,
go.
when I click on them, you're gonna wanna have something about the glass, right? So let's do this easy way. Let's go to 110, to have that nearby.
Just
Actually, we have them both at the same nearby.
there we go. And then we're going to go ahead and reconnect the 20 pin, the P1, to the motherboard. There we go. And reconnect the here, the P9 here, to the optical drive, and the P3 to the hard drive.
So you don't have to close, right?
I'm going to make sure those are connected real good. Get a secure connection. And with that, we've put back in the power supply unit. Thanks for watching.